Love you,
so
Sean.
much more here for each.
Love you,
Love you,
Thanks for
Frankie.
joining us. Love you, Frankie and John.
Day 2. This is the PC Gaming Show.
PC Gaming Show. All right, here we go.
This is the PC Gaming Show, a celebration of the most vibrant gaming platform.
Vibrant
For the
gaming
next
platform.
2 hours,
2
you'll see all
hours?
new gameplay
Glad I
footage,
got food.
trailers,
Jesus
and
Christ.
interviews. Taking the stage today are first gameplay footage for Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2.
Oh shit, I forgot about Vampire the
Borderlands
Masquerade.
3,
I'm actually pretty excited for that.
The reveal of Evil Genius 2, Starmancer, Last Oasis, 2 new games from Coffee Stain Studios, Griftlands, Planet Zoo. What's next for Terraria?
So what are you guys looking forward to?
Remnant from the
Anything in
ashes.
particular?
Mosaic, Warframe, Baldur's Gate 3, Shenmue 3.
Baldur's Gate 3
Reveal of Unexplored
also what I'm
2,
super looking forward to. I'm a pretty
Age of Wonders,
not big Baldur's Gate
Planetfall,
fan,
and
but
more. And
I really
now
enjoy
your
Baldur's
PC
Gate.
Gaming Show hosts Day 9 and Frankie Ward.
Day 9. My boy.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, oops, sorry.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PC Gaming Show.
I love Day 9. He's such a sweetheart.
Yes, we're so happy you're here today. We have a great show
that's
for
a
you lined
nice
up. We got
tie.
30 games that we're going to be showing off. 30. Some of them will be updates to existing franchises
with
and
that tie,
titles.
Day 9.
Others will be exclusive world first looks. Y'all ready? Well, I first want to thank our sponsors for helping make this event possible. Without their support, this event would not happen each year. So thank you so much. Thanks to you for coming out. It's 10 a.m. in Los Angeles. Happy Monday, everyone. Best day of the week. Hello to all of you up in the balcony. And of course, thanks to you tuning in live.
Are they
going to
have the balcony girl? Remember her?
Facebook, wherever you're tuning
She would
in
like
from,
interrupt like
welcome. We're
every
happy to
couple of
have you.
games.
My name is Day 9. I'm one of your hosts for this event. Joining me is the fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hello. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone.
Frankie is also
now,
genuinely
for you
a
guys
good
at
host.
home, for the first time, whatever platform you're watching on, we are going to be pulling your clever comments. Just remember that I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them live. And one of the things we're especially looking for are your questions for
I'm
the
doing well,
Borderlands
Guggen.
3
How are you?
team, because Sean, you've got a mission to put their questions to the developers later.
That's right. Midway through this show, I'm going to be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show, and we'll read them live. Until then, let's start
Trying to get a job?
the
It's
PC
hard,
Gaming
my
Show
dude.
with our very first
Hard.
title
Good
from
luck.
UK developer Rebellion.
I genuinely mean that. Like
Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to
I believe in
Evil
you, though.
Genius,
You're a smart dude.
real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show, who's ready to stroke a cat menacingly? Here is
Austin
the
Powers
latest
game?
reveal for Evil Genius 2 World
Oh.
Domination.
Evil Genius 2. I didn't hear what they were saying. I think they said that earlier. Yeah, you're right, Asaku. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just pre-selected questions. I mean, they have to be, right? There's no way. How's the audio levels? So is this game like a dungeon builder game? Except you're an evil genius and you're building a lair? I've never played like a dungeon builder game.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the successor to one of the most beloved RPGs ever. And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Mitsoda and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game, so what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high expectations, and we have to meet those.
Well,
Yeah,
let's take a look at
Vampires
whether
is
you are
going to
meet
be
them, because we are going to take a look
so
at the world's
brutally
first gameplay
critiqued
footage.
by those rabid Vampires Masquerade fans. I totally get it. I need to play Vampires one day. It's on my list.
I guess I have to be the one to tell you. You're dead.
I would fuck it up really bad, MT, but that's why I want to do it.
You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. We have one rule. You don't break the masquerade.
That like lip syncing looked awful. Did you guys see that? I like the way the environments look so far, though.
We're all fighting over scraps here.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun yet?
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in
Dang, look at Frankie's heels.
What it is, it's kind of a darker
The
version
fucking
of our
leopard
world,
print
and
heels?
the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of
Empty wants to be
staying hidden
stepped
in
in
the
or
shadows
stepped
while
on by those.
Also needing to feed on human beings and kind of manipulating us in order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to last year's show. Cara, it's not just a case, though, of sucking blood and filling up your health meter, is it? Actually, different types of blood do different things.
That's right. So we have the resonance system, which means that essentially vampires can kind of see the emotional resonance of human beings, like fear or desire.
I find this stuff so
and then
distracting,
they
the
feed
audience
on those
interaction
people
shit.
To, like, feel the same things as human beings do, to feel more kind of alive. And that can give you like extra boost in the game.
And there were some really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of relationships are we going to be forming with them as the player?
Well, very fragile, very volatile relationships, very mature relationships. So it's going to be a fun
Mature.
time.
And one thing that was really intriguing to me
I'm
when I was learning about this
generally
game
looking
is
forward to this
you don't
game.
just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into
Yeah,
it,
I think that's
because
what
then
she
I'm
means by
definitely
mature.
playing it. You actually have to adjust to your environment to becoming a vampire, Cara.
That's right. So essentially, in the game, when you were made as a vampire, sort of very young vampire, a lot of other vampires are made at the same time in this thing called the mass embrace. And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world. You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through vampire puberty.
Vampire
on their
puberty.
own, and you might have a family, you might have, say, a wife and children.
Like that guy's
and
gloves, they
you
have
are morally
zippers on them.
objecting to drinking
Wonder what he
blood,
has in there.
to survive, and so you might have a less good time, let's say.
Yeah, I'm glad I got
players
food before
have.
this
So
empty.
You can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian, the first game came out in 2004. You've been waiting 15 years for this. Any pressure?
Yeah, tons of pressure. But yeah, we're going to make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys? There you go. So I think you've convinced everyone here now. When are we going to be able to play the game?
We're going Q1 next year.
Okay.
Fantastic. And when can we learn
Q1
more?
next year.
Bloodlines2.com.
Thank you so much, Brian and Cara. Good luck. Give it up, guys. Thank you so much. Now, have you ever wanted to play Dwarf Fortress in space? Starmancer is a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has launched a desperate attempt to find refuge among the stars. Your task is to manage a colony capable
I
of
love
sustaining
colony
life,
managers.
crafting components, controlling
I love me
colonists,
some
and
colony
sending raptors
managers.
to mine
I'm
asteroids.
interested.
But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
I love me some Chucklefish too. My interest is piqued. I already really love the way this looks. It kind of reminds me of Space Station 13. Like, just slightly. Or 13? Is it 14? 13? Yeah, 13. You're getting attacked in this shit. I wonder how rim-worldy this is gonna be. They said it's like Dwarf Fortress. So, you know, Dwarf Fortress, RimWorld, that kind of stuff. I love, like, colony management games. So fun.
Our next guests both started as modders.
That looked
And
great.
now
Like, they didn't really
they
show
each
much, but, like,
independently
visually
run their own
looked great.
studio. Let's welcome to the stage from Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Pickett.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Randy
Sean.
Random. Exactly.
Now I understand. Both of you started as modders, working independently, and running your own studios. Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Torn Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we
Chivalry
made.
2?
And we've been friends, and we've always wanted to work together. And now we've sort of formed this independent
Mordau
former mod team,
is,
professional super group.
Mordau has something to say.
Get an awesome game out to fans.
Yeah, and for us, this is a dream partnership as well. We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we really respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation to the FPS genre, and that's what we're all about as well.
Well, let's take a look at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
Why are you dance gaming Chivalry? Chivalry was great.
You go first. It's your chicken. Follow me to battle!
It's just funny to me that Mordau came out and now this is coming out. Like, obviously they're made by different companies, but Mordau was very clearly inspired by Chivalry, right? And then Chivalry's like, no wait, buy our game. Like, I feel like there's gonna be like a split in like player base. Because Mordau has a very dedicated player base. I'm not sure, Eric. Oh my god, that guy had no arms. Okay.
Oh, talk to me about
I love this
Chivalry 2,
venue.
Steve.
Look at
Well,
the
Chivalry
fucking
2 is about
like rock
bringing
structures.
players
What
into
the
their
hell?
favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages, and
Yeah, you're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing
So,
peasants.
It sounds more like
Playing as
environment
peasants, getting
focused
killed.
than
it's really about
Mordau
letting the
is.
player experience every iconic moment of the era. And on top of that, we've this time around,
Mordau
we've
is
increased
just
the
like,
player
for the
count
most part,
scale
what
to
I've
about
watched is
2.5
just
times
people
what the
fighting in
previous game was.
fields and
64
stuff, but
players. And on top of that increased scale, we've added horses, which
think there's gonna be
really allows us
sieging
to
and
add a lot
stuff
of
like
drama
that.
to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask about the sword play element to
Dana, I ain't
Chivalry
calling out
2.
Game of
I mean, I know
Thrones.
it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time around, we've completely revamped. I mean, we really view what we're doing here as bringing a true sequel in every sense.
Yeah.
We've attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable and fair, and also has the satisfaction and the weight that you would expect when two medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's, you know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoy when I'm playing it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity, because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of reset. So it's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand that in Chivalry 2, the swordplay operates differently than that.
Yeah, we kind of think of it like when you're swimming, where you're kind of constantly using both arms at the same time. And a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can fight multiple opponents at the same time.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situations?
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy and achieving glory on the battlefield.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask, I'm talking about swordplay and mastery, but the original Chivalries, I mean, it's kind of like silly fun. Like, how do you balance the mastery with the fun element?
Yeah, our goal has always been to make it so that players can take the game as seriously as they want to and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half our audience plays the game drunk, and we love that.
At least half.
Yeah.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well.
being real.
In the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities. I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
Like picking up a chicken as a weapon.
Physically
that's a
clubbing
mechanic.
him to death.
PETA.
That's excellent. Well, I mean, I have to ask, when can people get their hands on Chivalry 2?
So Chivalry 2
They
is
better,
coming
Eric,
out,
or I'm not buying it.
early 2020, and it's coming first to the Epic Games Store.
Oh, look forward to checking it out in early 2020. Gentlemen, John Gibson and
Yikes.
Steve Piggott.
I felt like
with Chivalry 2.
he like clenched a little bit when he said that. Did you see
We
him?
are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up
He like
next.
literally, I saw him grab his hands when he said that. He's like, Epic
You're
Store.
watching the PC Gaming Show.
Yeah, he was bracing himself for like the
Coming
shoes,
up,
the tomatoes to be thrown up on
the world
stage.
for wildlife in Planet Zoo.
Oh yeah,
From
Planet
the
Zoo.
creators of Darksiders, Remnant from the Ashes, Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's
and
Gate
more
3.
trailers, interviews, and gameplay footage.
I'm pretty excited for Baldur's Gate, man. Yeah, I mean, Mordau is actually laughing, right? Once they said that, they were like, okay, we're good. Like, we don't have any competition. I'm actually pretty excited for Planet Zoo. I love me some Tycoon games, too. Dang, that boy thick! Look at that guy. Oh, never mind. His legs are stick, but he has a thick ass. Don't really know what that is, or okay. Flip.
That was a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far? There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching and ranting on, so keep them coming. Our next game is a ghost-themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
When the night falls, there's only you and me. When the night falls, you can count on me.
interested so far. It was like a co-op game. Yeah, is it a prop hunt game?
So just tell me, where are you? I got a big surprise for you.
So it's like prop hunt, but the ghosts or like the props can fight back. No, it's not really like. I guess it kind of is. I don't know. This looks cool though.
I got a big surprise for you.
I'm interested. That looks pretty cool. Prop Hunt was like my favorite Counter-Strike source mod. Prop Hunt and Surf maps. But yeah, new Stokegasm Sunday game right there.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man team. Creative director,
One-man
programmer,
team.
designer. It's Sam
Damn, this guy made
Malone.
one person made that?
Thank you for having me.
That's incredible.
Sam,
That's awesome.
please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
So Midnight Ghost Hunt is a multiplayer ghost hunting hide-and-seek game. You can play as either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless ghosts as you saw.
Yeah, and if I'm
So yeah,
understanding
it's
correctly,
prop
it's
hunt,
not
but you
about
can kill the
hiding
people
as a
hunting you.
lamp
That's
to try to
actually
assault and take
pretty
out
sweet.
A hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way
Yes,
you
it is,
keep
Guggen. It
running
is.
away and continue
Auto
to
chess
hunt.
is going
Exactly. So the
standalone.
main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head, knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with at that point.
See. Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, we've been seeing furniture flying all over the place. What are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding, basically.
Guy's doing a
As soon
good
as the first
job
ghost
talking
is
about
found,
his
it
game,
starts getting
too.
a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghosts.
I see. Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right. So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide and
Yeah,
seek
for sure,
sort of
Asaki. You
mashup.
can tell
You
he's,
have no
it's
reason
like
to be
his
a little
baby,
bit
right? He's going to be very
afraid
passionate,
the things that you're
passionate,
hunting. So that changes up the
passionate
dynamic a
and
bit.
knowledgeable.
And I want
right?
to ask about when the clock
But
strikes
what I'm saying really is that
midnight. We saw
like
the
not
very
everybody
spooky
like
red
they
color
get
pop up.
devs
We
on
didn't
there who
see
love the game
what
that they're
happens
making, but they're
then.
not good
What's
at
going
talking
on?
about it.
So Midnight, if even one
But-
ghost survives 4 minutes into the match,
This guy's doing a good
then, you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits. They're a lot more powerful than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough for their evac to come, which is another 4 minutes or so. Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like
they'll wind up
90,
doing something
yeah,
like
usually
that?
because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight.
Right.
The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all of the ghosts and clearing the house, basically.
Well, awesome.
I'm
When can
pretty
people get the
interested in
chance
this.
to
This is
try
pretty
out
sick.
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
So we'll be running an
Nice
alpha
twist
event
on
later in
prop
the
hunt.
summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/midnightghosthunt. Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Well, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Malone.
Well
from
done.
Volted Sky Games.
Well done, Sam Malone. I will buy your game.
For our next title, we got Frankie up in the balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie, this is a sequel.
You do understand correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural
rip that
adventure,
Discord
a roguelike
server.
that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Sugar. Is it like a... I like the style of it. Did I miss anything? Yeah, you did actually. You missed some pretty neat stuff. Chivalry 2, but that's gonna be on the Epic Store, so Mordhau's laughing. And then they showed, what was that game called? Ghost Hunt or something like that, or whatever it was. It looked sick. I typically don't end up getting games like that. I don't know why. They just never end up getting them. No, you didn't really. The crowd didn't really react. The guy did kind of like flinch when he said it, like, and he grasped his hands together, like squeezed. So I feel like he was expecting like a tomato to be thrown, but nothing happened.
One of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean.
Monitor.
What you got for us?
Today we're here to announce the new Samsung C27 RG5 curved
240 hertz curved monitor? Is this thing gonna be like $700? Yeah, probably like $1,000. Okay. You just need 3 Titan X's empty. That's not too bad, right? That thing's gonna be so expensive.
Dean, we've seen the video, and I gotta start asking. Talk to me about some of those juicy features and specs.
So it's a 240 hertz curved gaming panel. We believe it's a world first. So you have lag-free and tear-free performance. And we think that the curve, it's 1500 art radius, is going to be a very immersive experience you wouldn't get from a traditional flat panel.
And I wanted to ask a little bit about some of the color specs.
Sure, it's a 3000:1 contrast ratio, so you get those deeper blacks.
Tell me about those nits,
see
baby.
Your enemies first before they see you in the dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is the PC gaming show and we're showing off a huge variety of games here, what are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person shooters are really going to benefit.
Right.
No competitive Counter-Strike player is going to use that monitor.
What type of cost are we talking?
No competitive Counter-Strike player is going to use that monitor.
For under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models. Yeah.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's the 27
that's
inch.
cheaper.
Wow.
27
our gaming
inches
lineup
for
expanded to
$400?
8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD.
That's not bad.
Check out samsung.com/gaming240 or see us in the back of the room for more info.
Yeah, that's right. For any of you in the audience, it's there.
I'm
you can
like
go there for it.
kind of a bit
not 4K.
skeptic.
It's not
Like I'm a
4K.
little
Not for that price
skeptic,
point.
you know. Like I don't know. It's
Well, I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great
Yeah, no, for sure. I
presentations and
expect that to be
games
like
coming up. Let's
$1,000
look
at
what's coming up
least.
in the PC Gaming Show.
What's the
Stay
catch?
tuned for more announcements, trailers, and never-before-seen footage.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to
including
wait for like a Linus review or
Gearbox
something. He usually
answers
does pretty good
burning
monitor
questions about
reviews.
Borderlands 3, the next game from Clay Entertainment.
Watch it have like 3
Get ready to
millisecond
rip
delay
the galaxy a new
or something nuts
wormhole
like that.
in Valfaris, and more. And now the PC Gaming Show presents What's Next from Funcom.
Dang, leather pants. Empty's fucking primed.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause. It's
I like her
very
tattoos.
exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever.
Audio, Monka S.
And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on. So without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Something strange is going on all across the zone. I don't fear nothing.
I don't fear nothing. Big Con.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Khan. We could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you happens to me.
So is he actually a part moose or is he wearing a mask? Conan Unconquered? Was that an RTS game? What the fuck? Oh no, it's a tower defense game. Or like a wave defense. I like wave defense games, so that looks pretty fun. Yeah, wave defense games are a lot of fun. Those are like my favorite like flash games to play and shit. But back when I was a kid, or like download like shitty free like wave defense games that probably give you a virus. Looks like some sort of horror game. Moons of Madness comes out on Halloween.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly among the stars.
Dang, I know where that's going. Yeah, it comes out on Halloween. Set it at the bottom left. My webcam may have covered it. I'm sorry.
Founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
No matter where I put my webcam, it's going to cover something.
So yeah, at Funcom, we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently, we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers.
In the middle? Okay.
And help them publish their
Sounds
games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mays. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something a little different.
Thank you, Natasha. So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that that was an April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
Conan Chop Chop. Wipe. All right, I'll try on the right side. Can't hurt anything. I don't know, yeah, what about Conan is like getting games? Do people like Conan? I know people like Conan O'Brien. What the fuck is happening? A chibi Conan game using roguelike elements. Okay. I mean, like, interesting, I suppose. They look like little peanuts with little stick arms.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch on September the 3rd this year. It's 2019. We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give stick figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Like his Disney
Thank
shirt.
you so much.
Yeah, it seemed like a mobile game. I mean, looks like it could be fun on the Switch or something
Last
for
Oasis
an hour.
is a nomadic survival game
every now
set
and
in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating. The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments. Good times. But cheer up, Sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen, with interesting ideas underneath, a player-driven economy, and some truly incredible death machines. Coming to early access on Steam on July 15th, let's take a trip to The Last Oasis.
My tribe built wooden legs to lift us over the burning sands. We must move forward, or die beneath the sun.
I'm getting like Kenshi vibes. Look at that thing's little feet. What the fuck is that, like, machine? That thing looks like amazing. They're like fighting with it. Yeah, beach walker. Everything's made out of driftwood. Yeah, so it's just Destiny in the desert. Of course. Last Oasis. Don't. That looked nuts. In like a cool way. Those penguins? I think I played Planetfall. I got it for free with bundled with some other game.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director, Leonard Sass, and principal gameplay developer, Tom Bird. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
So, Leonard,
The name
just
sounds
give us
familiar.
the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic
Slow
empire.
down,
At the start
amigo.
of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Day9 is very
They
tall. He's
include,
like 6'5".
The Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
You know,
Yeah, but I met him in
because
person.
there's
I'm
a pretty
6
broad
foot, and I had
range
to
of
look up a
4X
little bit.
strategy
So
games. To give a sense
he's
of what the
definitely
gameplay is,
tall.
I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
I know they stack shit
each
that
races are in spaceship. The
I
spaceship
love that
comes
line.
down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place. And that spaceship will then transform into your capital
Why do
colony,
these two
where
devs
your
talk
entire
so
empire
fast?
begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story. Well, not
most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetic lab which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons who come and get you.
And I did see in the trailer dinosaurs with lasers, correct?
Day 9's really good at like
Perfect.
adapting
With
to
lasers? No,
whoever
sorry, no
he's
cats
like,
with lasers.
yes, like whatever
I'm
the
so
guest
sorry
on
to
stage
disappoint
is.
all of you. No cast with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the expansive tech tree show up in the game briefly, and I know that growing resources and tech is a huge part of strategy games. How does that function?
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers, orbital laser cannons that you can launch from space, social doctrines. It's not all about war. And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your faction. So you can create like a combination between man and machine or man and computers. Others include doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask
Monka
about
S.
some of the combat that
Jesus.
we saw, because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just, shows two armies pinging off each other. But I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be inside the lab. You'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move them into cover, use their abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen advanced, so you've got like a bunch of space dwarves in little metal suits that dig holes in the ground, like shoot from the holes. Maybe you've chosen the Kirko, sort of horrible alien
I don't
bug
think he's
monsters
on
that
any
run
drugs.
forward
I
and
think he's
slash
just
people and
British.
puke acid on them, that kind of thing.
I mean, how long do some of these battles wind up lasting?
It depends. A short battle can be maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world, and that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Well, talk to us about when we can play the game.
Okay, the game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for
Console
pre-order now.
RTS.
Well, lovely. Hey, what's that URL?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me up on the
Thank
stage.
you.
Vaguely interested.
Bye-bye, guys.
Seems fun.
Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you.
League of Legends is releasing their own auto chess.
The year is 1946, Sean, my dear
Interesting.
boy. Europe lies in ruins, torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell.
Do you
but
think there would
little
be
do they
riots
know,
if
the nightmare is
Frankie
far from
straightened
over.
her hair?
Achtung! This is the world-exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Half my family's British, empty, so I guess I'm just
Rated
used to
M
it.
for mature.
As she had straight hair. I just feel like the curls are so important to her look, you know? Yeah, I've never gotten a Sniper Elite game because the gimmick seemed... It got old, you know? Oh shit, zombies! Okay, maybe they're mixing it up. Nazi zombies? Okay. That's a little bit of a mixing up a little bit. I don't hate zombies. I know people are kind of tired of them, but I didn't like play a lot of zombie games. I just played like Left 4 Dead and Killing Floor. So, you know, I'm fine with more zombie games. I know most people aren't though.
Just die.
I love the STG-44. That's like my favorite World War II era gun. That's the gun she had right there. That was my favorite gun in Call of Duty 1. Damn. But this is a sniper elite game. What's with all the machine guns and shit? Like, this guy is a sniper, but I'm not seeing much sniper gameplay. Oh god, that's a young picture. How did you find that picture? Interesting.
Later
I mean,
on the
I'm probably
PC
not going to get
gaming
that,
show.
but it's cool that they're trying something different, I guess.
A love letter to classic JRPGs. What's next for Warframe? A surreal noir adventure set before, during, and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3, and more.
That's actually Empty's desktop background. Yeah, man, Destiny. Going free to play and shit. They gotta convince people to come back to their games.
The root have ravaged the earth. An unending assault without reason. We are victims to a hatred that we do not understand. This evil will consume our world and the countless worlds beyond. Unless you rise to meet it.
I like the way some of these enemies look so far.
Fury and blood.
Oh shit.
You seek the source of death itself.
Yeah, I like the
Prepare
design.
yourselves. They are here.
Looks like a co-op game. Dude, these bosses, it looks like this is, I really like the way this looks. Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like a boss hunting kind of game? Like, yeah, like Monster Hunter, but like creepy, disgusting monsters? That looks really cool. Okay, I fucks with that.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance to see so much new gameplay footage and new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams. So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what kind of game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of different
I don't
environments.
think so, Jen.
Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of a Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. And you start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've
might be
talked
free
about
to play.
before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You've built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches it together. So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a
Hope
helicopter.
you guys
an
don't
old guy in a
mind me
helicopter,
covering the
and killed a
fake
tree,
tweets and
we'd
stuff.
have completely different experiences playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump in your
I
friend's
know,
world
MD.
to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game.
This is
just
this has
jumping in
been one of
and
the more
seeing what you
interesting
get.
games that they've
I wanna
shown
ask
so far.
about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So if you fight a boss or meet an NPC or get a cool, unique side quest,
God.
it generally coincides
Daku just
with a
linked a
unique item.
tweet.
It might be a boss weapon
see.
or a
Zombie
magical item or
Hitler.
armor. So if you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3
All the
people
Resident
walking through
Sleeper
these. You
spam.
mentioned the
Why
co-op
did-
experience.
Twitch
How does
chat is
co-op
fucking
function
awful.
in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses or
All right,
fight out
guys.
different events or just
We
generally
gotta play
progress
this.
through the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date, and where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on PC and Xbox and PS4, and if
Okay.
you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in
No,
early
it's
and
you
start
gotta
playing
buy
the
it.
game August 16th.
I'm kind of happy that it's not
Ladies and
free to
gentlemen,
play.
David Adams from Gunfire Games. Thanks
Not
for
free to
telling us
play.
about Remnant.
Coming out soon. I'm
As
down.
we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be asking on stage the creative director of Borderlands 3 everything you want to know.
$40?
Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use hashtag PC Gaming
Hopefully
Show.
there's a lot of
And until
content.
that time,
That's
let's talk
not a
about
bad
our
price.
next title. This one was announced
Could be
2 years
worse.
ago at the PC Gaming Show here.
I don't think I would
It's a
get that
game
for 60,
from Clay
so I'm glad that it's 40.
called Griftlands.
Just for me personally,
It's
as a
changed
broke
quite a bit
college
in the last
student.
2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike.
Look
where
how
you
much-
don't just
look how many
fight, but you
cards
also
he has.
negotiate your
Look-
way through a broken-down
look.
sci-fi
That's
world.
like 50 fucking
It's going to be available
cards.
on the Epic Game Store in one
God.
short month on July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Exactly empty. Cards are like how you talk shit? I typically don't play these like card game. Like I haven't played like Slay the Spire and stuff like that. Not really a big card game person. I enjoy some Magic Arena here and there, but Magic the Gathering Arena, but that's about it. Oh, I know Slay the Spire is great. I'm just like, they've never piqued my interest enough, so this is kind of doing the same for me. It's not really piquing my interest all that much. So it's like, even like the conversations that you have with people. Also, you can't see above me, it says Epic Game Store, so don't worry,
Planet
Empty,
Zoo
you're
is
not
the
going to get it
latest game
anyway.
From the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster, please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Borens from Frontier Developments. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So Planet Zoo is a new management
There you go,
sim game
Liz.
from us.
In for me. I
it
fuck
involves you
with
building and looking
Tycoon
after
games.
a modern zoo, and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe you've ever seen in a video game. Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own desires, and their own behaviors. They interact with each other and react with the world you build around them. And today, for the very first time, we're really excited to show everyone here our gameplay video and to announce our launch date.
Well, fantastic. Let's buy the world's largest family pass and take a look inside.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that clarification, Saku. So it's not necessarily an Epic Store exclusive. No, he said they're going to talk about the launch date, Jim. Not that it releases already. Oh, God. That hippo shit was so realistic. Yeah, I love Tycoon games. Growing up, like, I played a lot of Tycoon games. November 5th, 2019.
Lisa, I love some of the animal shenanigans here. I mean, hippos pooing. Yeah. Adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to play it. But before we saw the trailer, Piers mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that mean?
So nowadays, when you go to the zoo, you're not just going to see all the lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be, learning about conservation. You want to learn about the research that they're doing. You want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart. And we're going to be promoting, the health and the welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when can we see more
Sound guy
gameplay?
got a little
And when are we
excited.
going to be able to get our hands on it ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that. So we've recorded our presentation. Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes live this Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Well, fantastic. I cannot wait to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone. Next up, we have a very special guest all the way from Japan.
Ooh. Lego DLC. Okay, Planet Zoo, good work.
Gaming industry legend and Shenmue creator, Yu Suzuki.
Oh, Shenmue.
That is right.
Shenmue at the PC conference? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Hello, everyone.
In addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yusan also created the Shenmue series. And he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right
Day
now.
9
Take it
towers
away,
over
Yusan.
these people.
この場に立てて光栄です。I am so honored to be here standing on the stage today. それと20年支えてくれた
What an adorable
ファンの皆さん
little old
ありがとう
Japanese man.
I just want to say thank you
I want to just give him a hug.
all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much. Wait. The wait is nearly over.
That's right. Let's take a world exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
I've wanted to play Shenmue like 1 or 2, but they seem very clunky and like very dated. I'd rather just play Yakuza.
Honestly, I don't
So
think
I'm
your
pretty
kung fu
interested in
is
this.
strong enough.
Grandmaster,
A long time ago, martial arts were banned, but humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became stronger. One even practiced atop this very boat. Nam Tren survived the ban and was passed on in this way.
This is going to be another one of those games that if it doesn't do well, people are going to fucking freak out.
What did you say to me?
Shenmue fans are rabid, dude.
Stop it.
They threaten and extort money from shop owners, get drunk by noon, and cause trouble. Everyone in town is afraid of them.
They are heartless. Hey, wait right there.
Did you just reach your mic? Okay. I like the attitude of this game so far.
This is him, the Japanese guy who got in our way.
You've got some guts to
Dang,
barge in here
beefcake.
on your own.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yusan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it looks a little dated, but I mean, if it has the energy and like
Now, our
attitude of
next title
Shenmue that people
is near
like,
and
then
dear
that's
to
all
my
I kind of care
childhood
about,
heart.
right?
It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Do we know if it's an Epic Store only? Did they say that, or did the Epic logo just pop up? Because Asaku already showed us that just because the Epic logo pops up doesn't mean it's Epic only. Keep that in mind, chat.
The essence within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and beasts of the land, it flows through the forest, it breathes the sand.
I don't want my chat the whole time to be Epic bad. We all know Epic has its problems. None of us here really like Epic. We get it. We don't need to say Epic bad every time the Epic logo pops up. It's a little old. Yeah, this is gorgeous.
And grow out their essence to hold in your hand. Unleashed on them all, so in these final hours, we'll raise and rebuild to take back what was ours.
Classic adventure strategy. Those are 3 words that I like. Classic
the name
adventure
of the game
strategy.
Is Songs of Conquest, and here to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfell. Hey, Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
Hi, thanks.
Let's just start off for anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with
That sweater
the
looks really
town that you
comfortable.
just saw on the end of the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders. It's what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world, they pick up resources to flag mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town so you can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and you know, I know that part of the core loop is
Look at that
obviously get the
water.
resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies, man. Talk to me about those juicy battles.
Yeah, so the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats, like offense and defense and health and so on. And they go in initiative order, and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned wands and face spirits.
Great, and griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
And well, you know, as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well,
The art style reminds me of
I mean,
Octopath.
one of them is our magic
That's what I'm
system. We
kind
call
of
it
feeling.
The essence. So basically, in
Octopath
our, in
that isn't so
universe,
shiny.
Everything has an essence within them.
Octopath has like that weird glare on
They have
everything.
an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence, with your wielders.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go
It's
faster, you need
so
to bring
like
a troop
nice
that has
looking.
that
Holy
essence,
shit.
like cavalry.
And maybe to ask
Someone
a
get
basic
me a
question, what if my opponent kills
1920
that
by
cavalry?
Then you
1080
can't do the magic. So
background
Oh, I see.
from
Okay.
this game,
Yeah,
so I can make
if
it
you're
my
fighting someone, you
fucking
kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of
desktop.
what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
And late 2020.
Okay.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for alpha, and then you can play earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good job, Carl. You did it.
Now, our next title
Nice. Good
is
game.
an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
Okay. Vermintide 2? Looks like some more of the same stuff. Oh, Vermintide Versus. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty neat.
You just saw the reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2, which turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative
That's
game
pretty cool.
into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or
Yeah, I
her
know.
cry
Left 4 Dead
little
Versus fans are
behind their
happy.
computer
I
screen.
played a bit of Left 4 Dead
You
Versus,
can
but not
sign
as
up
much
now
as
for the
MT did.
Vermintide 2 Versus beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In
What?
Per
What?
Aspera,
What did she
you're
just-
an
what?
artificial consciousness orbiting Mars.
What did she- was
whose
that
ultimate
English right
purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single
Frankie
drone
just
in your landing site and
took a
turning the
hit.
planet into a flourishing second home.
Yeah,
for
she had a
humanity.
stroke.
Courtesy of
It's okay.
developer
Frankie
Talon
can do no
Industries
wrong,
and
right?
publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
As we all know, reaching the Red Planet was not humanity's greatest
Yeah, that
achievement.
stroke was so adorable, man.
Transferring the complexity of the human mind to
He's on the
machines
floor having a
was.
seizure. How cute.
So they can succeed where we fail. So they can build us a home on that distant,
A
dusty
Russian
rock.
bot account is trying to follow me on Instagram chat.
Today, Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy,
Soap did it, we would flame him. Yeah,
are
probably.
you with us?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
Colony game? I don't know what I just saw, but okay.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about Ancestors is creative director and co-founder
Oh my God.
Patrice
He's like-
Desjardins. Welcome, Patrice.
Zoom out into
Thank
the
you for
guy
having
like
me.
that
Really happy
close,
to
like
be here.
staring at
Been
her,
waiting
like
10 years
Yes.
to come back on the big stage at E3 showing off a game.
Well, it's fantastic.
That was
to
really
have you
awkward
back.
at first.
I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game in which you can do a lot of
That
things.
pan out was
You
just
need a
so
character
funny
in
to
a
me.
3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy. I'm the historical dude, so I need an historical period. So I said, oh, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how
Oh,
do you
God.
turn those things
All right.
into gameplay?
Hold on,
Well,
we're gonna check
you
Twitch
play
chat.
our last
They're gonna be
common
very
ancestor,
mature about
right, of all the
Africa
big apes,
and
then
monkey
you
said
have
in this
to
in like a
explore
5-minute
your
period. All right, you
environment,
guys ready?
And eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan because you're not playing that one badass character.
Not
You
as
play
bad
a
as I
group
thought.
Of badass characters.
Okay, no, it's
and eventually
coming.
you evolve into different
It's coming.
species.
Here it is.
Up until
All right.
Lucy the Australopithecus, roughly 2
They
million
have
years
shitty internet, all right?
I imagine our
They're still
ancestors
catching up over there in
had,
Alabama,
a lot
so
more
don't worry.
issues to deal with
They're
than
catching up.
we do today.
Their
So
stream
there's
is
gonna be a lot more
buffering.
dangers in this world. So tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody is there to kill you and devour you. And basically, at the end, it's pretty much you, where you're the predator, and everybody's afraid of you. And that's the idea of Ancestors.
Yeah, if I
of
streamed this
Humankind.
game, I would need like
So, Patrice,
10,000
ultimately,
bit rate
what is the key to
because
evolving your clan
all that
successfully?
foliage would be really difficult to stream.
Curiosity,
Oh, I was
you
thinking
need
of
to
that. I mean,
explore,
yeah, all
because,
the Commandra and Tryhard
I made
spam is
game
also
about
a factor.
characters, and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story. Right? There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and
at all
see
the
mission
people
givers.
voting
It's not
human.
about looking at the mini maps and the little dots.
Why is human
It's
even on
about
here?
you, hey, Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's
I know
the question
humans
I'm
are-
asking
yeah,
the players.
just
It'll be for you to answer that question August 27th.
Well, I was going
On PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you
Yeah,
so
I'm
much,
getting
Patrice.
good at this.
As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th, and you
Stare.
can learn more at ancestorsgame.com.
Thank you.
Oh my god, it's so uncomfortable. His stare. He's so close. And he's like really looking. Like I gotta get a final sniff before I leave. I applaud him for attempting to make a game like this. It seems difficult. Making like a pre-human game like that. I never played a Shenmue game. What's so good about them? I mean, people just like the setting and the story. It's a big open world. I mean, it's what inspired Yakuza, Zach. You know what I mean? You know how like the open world feel of Yakuza? It has the same thing. It's very similar to that, except you're playing as like a teenager, not a guy in, you know, a Japanese mob. Yeah, Judgment looks decent. Auto chess.
Please welcome to the stage Loring Lee, founder and CEO of Dragon Nest.
Indeed, Auto Chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about its coming to PC is Loring Lee. Take it away, Loring.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Loring Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher, comes from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, this is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragon's Den now is working with the creator of Auto Chess, Johto Studio. We are working together to bring Auto Chess to our world, both on PC and mobile, so that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of Auto Chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the
I'm having a really hard time
Unreal
understanding.
Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines.
Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines in the world.
With the help of Epic Games and by the power of
I applaud him for trying,
Unreal,
but it's
I believe we can finish
genuine.
our
Like
job quickly
I
and
couldn't do this.
efficiently.
Like I couldn't go in China and
today,
just start speaking Chinese.
I'm very glad to
Very difficult to understand what he's
the
saying.
PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store.
Oh no.
I look forward. I look forward to all
I think
of you
Epic
playing
saw
Auto
that
Chess
how
on PC
popular Auto Chess
later
was,
this year.
and they just like
Okay, thank you, everyone.
they just were like,
Thank
fuck,
you,
we need to
Loring
get that
Lee.
on our store, right?
Cool. Thank you.
But
Thanks so much for
Valve
sharing
is
the
making their
news
own
with
chat,
us.
so if you're
Once again, Auto Chess, if you
Auto
have not
Chess
played it, you must check it out. It
fanatic
is
or
so
something,
fun.
then
Our next title,
don't worry,
with
you
Frankie
don't
up
have to
above,
do that.
I understand is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Cris Tales is a great example of that, a gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia. Cris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and future on one screen at the same time. So you'll see the future change based on your decisions in real time. Here's the world-exclusive reveal of Cris Tales.
cute.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be. If you knew how it ends. Would you change it? Could you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight?
I really dig the style of this.
If you learn from the past and act in the present, you can rewrite the future.
Oh. You can play a demo on Steam right now. Oh my god, Frankie.
In PC
Don't do it.
It's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it. And I'm holding one of the, well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, Glock, really. No, it's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platformer inspired by true old-school classics like Contra and Turrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole from publisher Big Sugar. This
Big
is
Sugar.
Valfaris.
That's what Empty wants to be called. Is this a PlayStation 2 game? Actually, no. This actually looks sick. What the fuck? This actually looks sick. Got a hair in my mouth. Oh, I got it. I like the music. Yeah, this is very clearly like Doom inspired for sure. Oh yeah, I love the cheese. The camp is 10 out of 10 for sure. Beautiful visuals too.
Just incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3.
Joining me is not Randy Pitchford.
Yeah, there you go, Paul. Welcome. I mean, there's been so much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so you know, we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose, and she is our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. All about loot. We're talking about, you know, the different loot, such as shields, grenades, those things, going to different planets, so a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I mean, I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech, it's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear.
Yeah.
You know, we have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun or a flamethrower. You know, if you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice.
You
Mix
know,
and match.
yeah, Mose is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems in the game?
Yeah, so let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot.
I will
so in the past,
check
we've had
this out
grenades,
after
they've
the
had,
stream.
Like one thing, they can bounce, they can stick to different things, you know.
Yeah.
This time we're combining like all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton
that
of
pre-order
different
shit
grenades
popping up
that
on my
are in there.
I hate that shit, dude. Oh! F?
Shield where if you duck, that shield will extend out in front of you, you know, so just tons of different things that we have, you know, with our characters. Class mods are unique, and that they
Yeah,
give you
Randy
skills this
sabotaging
time
the
as well as
conference.
enhancing skills you currently have.
I also remember earlier you mentioned about artifacts. What are those?
So artifacts are, you know, we've kind of concentrated on like, hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded, and we're like, well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call.
Okay. Dude, Gearbox
Second
has the
category of
worst
questions
luck.
unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single-player campaign. What will be happening after the campaign? What are some of the beyond the single-player, maybe end game?
Maybe they should try running this in
All right,
VLC.
in-game content. Okay, well, it's E3, so I give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, is basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats.
Yeah.
We doubled down on that. We have what we call Guardian Rank. And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through.
Milky
and the cool
sucks?
thing about that is, like,
Why does his
every
name sound
character
so
that
funny
you
to
play
me?
on that account
Yeah.
gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting. All right, last category we're going to go through, and then we're going to hit some rapid-fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2?
sucking the
Those are
Milky.
big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss
Yeah,
fight.
Gearbox and
like
technical
I'm an old
difficulties,
school
man.
Nintendo fan, right?
They
So
go hand in
I
hand.
love huge boss fights that have like three phases and stuff like that. So now those people, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so there are different, like, huge boss encounters there that are just, multi-phase boss encounters. We have like a lot of different mini bosses throughout the game, so a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First, from Castoray. How will you be handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time. So
awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease.
Sorry.
All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see Flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and
This
or
guy
ship codes
is
for
like
Borderlands 3?
one wrong or
Will
like
there be duels?
one like
Yes.
answer away
Other
from
kinds
getting
of PvP.
fired. He's like, I don't know if I could say some of these.
Yes and no.
And also maybe.
And
Perfect.
maybe,
Yeah, Randy's behind the
And will
curtain
you
with
be
a
able to transfer
silence
weapons between your
fucking
characters?
like
Absolutely. Right from
the
the start.
silenced sniper
And
just
when
waiting.
is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect.
Wait, what?
Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so
September
much for joining me
13th?
on stage.
Sean, thank you.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in downtown for Borderlands 3, they're beautiful. Our next game, we're going to be revisiting a guest that we saw earlier in the show. He's upstairs with Frankie.
Look at
what
his
you got for
hands.
us?
He's like clenching his hands. Oh shit! Got eaten by a shark.
Oh, hi, we're live. Sorry. Hello, I was
We're
just, I was actually testing out my outfit for this weekend. I don't know, what do you think, John?
I think you look really sharp, as always.
Very sharp. Well, thank you so much. John Gibson, president of Tripwire, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Yeah, very excited to be
busy
here.
man, yes.
Yes.
Now, last year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have to survive in this
Shark
harsh world
PG.
and try to eat your way to the top of the ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve. And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
Punk. I vaguely remember this game being shown last year.
closer with that camera, we two gonna tussle.
The tech issues literally stopped once a Gearbox employee left the stage. That like
John,
I
who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete.
It's raining really hard right now, so if I DC, that's why, guys.
Pete is a best fisherman in the Gulf, the best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman.
Hashtag F
and
to
he
respect the
disfigures
shark.
our baby shark at the beginning of the game and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy. And now the story of Maneater is told through the lens of a reality show called Shark Hunters versus Maneaters. And it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures. And you know, it's a really, you know, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game. And but we'd like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark. But there's there is more to the game than just eating. So we spent a lot of time moving through the water, breaching out, and adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack.
I like the way these environments and stuff look, but what is
and
like
you mentioned before
my
the Shark
goal?
PG, how does that progression system work?
Is there like
So
boss
there's three
fights?
facets
Is
to
there
the Shark PG
like,
elements of the game? There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions. So growth comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of like your XP in the game.
So
That
is this
allows you to
like
level up, your
a
shark will grow a little
glorified
bit,
goat
you'll get more
simulator
powerful.
where you just
And then at key phases,
go
we call
around
life
and
phases,
do stuff for no
you'll make a
reason?
big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights, or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and
Lot
trying
of
to make it the most
crunch.
awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start biting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
That guy kind of looks like Dan's Gaming from the side. Dan's Gaming with hair. I should get this PC gaming chair. Good.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming Show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers Relogic continue to add
What is that guy
content,
doing?
going from
What is-
250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
Oh, a Terraria expansion. Sweet. Terraria is a lot of fun. Terraria is one of the first games I streamed. That's how Guggen found my stream, through Angel's Prayer. And Proto. Yeah, that sounds good, my dude. I'm down. Oh shit, they added golf in a bestiary. What's happening? What?
The next title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor
Gearbox
to Her
Revenge.
Story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
My main man.
Now, if you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note.
Did someone just yell?
It is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like Her Story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman.
I know they
who
said this
has
guy was an
stolen
actor.
NSA
He looks
password,
familiar. I don't know where
which
I've seen him though.
contains secretly recorded, intimate and private conversations.
I think this
between
was.
our four characters.
Was this the guy that was the actor?
Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a look.
Once upon a time.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. I don't love you and I don't miss you.
Fucking rude.
Hug too much.
Whoa, whoa. IRL stream.
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. I love you. I love you.
I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. And I guess I still carry a torch for it, which makes me a
Looks like one of those
incurable
like branching
romantic
story.
underdeveloped emotionally.
Yeah, like depressing fucking feels bad man games. That girl's titty is about to pop out on the right.
A man died in my eyes at work today. We haven't done anything.
Okay, I probably won't play it, but
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you about what
I know
we've
people
just
like that kind of
seen.
stuff.
I mean, talk to me about the mechanics. I mean, I saw, the subtitles up, highlighting, and it was loading more video footage. What's going on?
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places. And with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those, and over time kind of build up this picture of the story. And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with open world video games, they talk about, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
So
really?
It's a story that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I say, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game. You're free to explore and follow your curiosity. Just lose yourself in this story, all the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance?
10 hours of
also not
footage,
knowing
not 10
when a
hours of
player's going to
gameplay.
be seeing the specific footage you're performing.
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're gonna be shooting out of order, but we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We
He's
went
been in
after
some
it
stuff.
like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention and then what do we want and
quite
we
a few
tried to
things.
make it as deep. It's got a lot of.
Yeah,
scope.
he's the actor in the
But we
game.
wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, look at you two. Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more of it.
Was that a little... Whoa. Did you guys notice that? We all love Steam.
As soon as humanly possible. Well, Sam Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies.
Epic Stores. He's about to go into the back room, and Epic Store's going to play. Sir, come with me.
Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favorite parts of last year's show,
Guggen.
aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest
See,
look
no
at
one
the next
tweets like
expansion to
this.
the universe,
Man-Eater
it's Space
game
Mom Rebecca
looks
Ford. So,
sharktastic.
chat,
No one
behave
tweets like that.
yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, you know, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
They're real fake tweets, all right, MD. I've considered downloading Warframe on my... I'm actually going to open it up now. I wanted to try Warframe on the Switch to see how it runs. Actually, I have to save my game in Final Fantasy. Hold on.
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players are
On
going to
the
be able to
epic?
experience.
I wasn't
Did she
shaking
just say
before we
epic?
started talking, and now I am because it's real. Because you know, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the Space Ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online on Twitch. We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote for what Empyrean is going to be.
Well, today I'm getting a feel for the suit. So what's the deal with that sweet-looking Necros Prime? How do I get my Tenno arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but you know, there are ways. But yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it. But hopefully you stay for the whole hour because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon on July 6th. Thank you. Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential space chat odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Okay. Sorry, I was just finding Warframe in the Nintendo eShop. Jazz game. Very artsy. I don't know what kind of game that would be, but an artsy trailer.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks.
Escape a
Let's
monastery.
Take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western-inspired project from Studio Handy Games.
Santa? Like it's this set in like Mexico or something. Has like a Mexican feel to it. It's not even what I meant. It has, he's wearing like a little poncho. And there's a lot of like clay colors and stuff. Reminds me of like Mexican, like old traditional Mexican art. Shit, he's got a slingshot. This is some sort of puzzle game. What, Jim? What? Yes, that's precisely what I'm saying, Empty. And I mean, the name is also in Spanish, so.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer.
Oh shit, Baldur's Gate.
For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios CEO Sven Vinke, and from Dungeons & Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Mearls, to talk about
this is
Baldur's Gate
probably
3.
one of the more exciting things for this conference for me personally.
Yeah. Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
Damn, they both got some fire-ass shoes.
At the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, yeah. But we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons & Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? I said, yeah, of course I still want to do it. And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating. And here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you, Mike?
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part of
Bald's in the name, all right?
And we got the chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What
looks like a medieval
priest in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now.
Don't bully.
But obviously, you're going to go to the city, because we start with the city. You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters.
And as a D&D fan, I'm so excited for this game.
I'm curious about.
And I really enjoyed Baldur's Gate 1. I haven't played the second one, unfortunately, but I think I'm gonna get it when it comes out on Switch.
On Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the
fan
insane
reaction?
things that players want to do
Pog, Baldur's
into,
Gate,
what
Pog.
has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons & Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which edition?
5th edition. 5th edition.
Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well, because it is a video game, and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it, because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah,
and then the
I
game
want to
master
start a fight with a pigeon. And he's like, okay, roll for
sure.
dexterity.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But we've gone very, very far.
Yeah, I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game?
Well, I could, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
It's just an example, this is fine, we're just talking,
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do.
What the normie Twitch chat?
Provide in assistance.
What the fuck?
Really what it comes down to is
these
providing
people
the
have the worst taste in RPGs I have ever. Okay, it's starting to balance out a little bit more.
For dungeon
I mean,
masters and players to
still,
go
Witcher
into and build
to
their
me
own
personally
stories.
is not the
working with
best out
Larry
of
and working
these,
with
but
Ben, a lot of it was just
it's
opening
okay.
up that toy box and
It's
sharing.
okay. I know people
And
like The
giving that
Witcher
kind of
3.
guidance. You know, like I remember one of our first meetings, we just laid out a map of Baldur's Gate and the Sword Coast and asking a lot of questions like, what kind of story do we want to tell? Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put into a game like this? And then in terms of the system support, you know, what does it mean in terms of the story for each character, for each character race, each character class, so that if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game that we want to talk about on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one saga, all the different games coming together to tell one grand story of this city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
So this will give you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players a question, do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation? So we're putting that right in players' hands to make that choice.
Well, I have to ask Sven, it's a question on a lot of people's minds. What can you talk to us about expected release time frames?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait a little bit more when it's ready. This is the game that we want to play, so we want to make sure it's really, really good. And then when that's the case, then we'll release it.
Well, I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time. And I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the Divinity Original Sin games are any indication of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on
Yeah,
Saturday.
I agree, right?
Ben and Mike, talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC Gaming Show has officially concluded. Let's bring up on the stage the fantastic Frankie Ward.
They should wait,
Hello.
take as much time as they need.
Well, thank you so much, Sean. Hasn't this audience been absolutely fantastic today?
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show. We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning.
Can
and of
someone
course, the
link
sponsors
me
who helped
that
make this possible.
E3
Epic
cheat
Games
sheet
Store,
thing that
iWin,
shows all the
Frontier,
games?
Funcom,
I forgot to
Paradox,
bookmark it.
Interactive, Hovercast,
Did I?
Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and
Did I forget to
Samsung.
bookmark
As you
it?
know,
I did.
PC Gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask, Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely Planet Zoo, and slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things, maybe elephants included, so Maneater, of course.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of Conquest, and as you heard, there's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic E3. It officially begins tomorrow. Big shout out to all the other press conferences. Hello again, Drop Frames. Good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic
Day 9,
time at
giving the
E3 and
shout
go
out
play
to
some
JP.
games and
Hold
make
on.
some friends.
Go see their reaction.
2 years in a row. Someone backstage was like, hey,
JP's like, give me those fucking followers, you piece of shit. Okay. The little wrap up meme. Oh, did they hug? Jealous. Okay. This is all the VR stuff, right? I don't feel like I'm really qualified to give an opinion on VR stuff, so we're not going to cover that. Wow, that was a lot of stuff. Is this all updated? Okay, yeah, because Baldur's Gate was the most recent thing. That was a lot of shit. I mean, arbitrary score, like I did with Microsoft Conference. Also, Bethesda Conference, let me just say, if I had to give that an arbitrary score, probably like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. So, yeah, Bethesda Conference was just kind of boring. I genuinely still don't understand why they had a conference, but whatever. Ubisoft is in an hour, is it? There's something called Limited Run. That's at 3. And then at 4 o'clock is Ubisoft. So, anyway, just kind of looking through this, and then I'll give my, you know, pointless score out of 10. Evil Genius 2, honestly, I've never played, like, what I think this is. Is this like a dungeon builder game? I'm pretty sure. Never played a game like that before, but you guys seem to like them, so maybe I'll be interested in it. Vampire the Masquerade, I've never played the first one, but I mean, I might try it out before it comes out and then be interested in this. I'm still I'm unsure. I'm unsure on this. I know Vampire the Masquerade has a pretty rabid fan base, so I'm gonna have to wait and see how this one turns out. Starmancer, this is the first game that actually really piqued my interest. This game looked pretty interesting. I like colony management games, and this game also looked like amazing, like visually. So, yeah, I'm quite interested in this game. I like the graphics. I like colony managers. I like Chucklefish as a developer. So, yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested. Chivalry 2, I mean, no thanks. Mosaic, I have no idea what this was. Midnight Ghost Hunt, this was the second game that looked like great. Oh, sorry, publisher, my bad. This game looked fantastic. I'm a huge Prop Hunt fan. I grew up playing Prop Hunt servers and like Counter-Strike Counter-Strike Source. I played a lot of Prop Hunt, so this is like Prop Hunt on crack. So I'm down with that. I don't really remember what this game was, if I'm honest. Unexplored 2. Oh, okay. It was this. I'm not quite sure what this game was. It looked like some sort of like exploration kind of game. This game was I guess the third game that really interested me. Looked quite interesting. Oh no, this wasn't the game I was thinking of. Sorry, not the game I was thinking of. What is the game I'm thinking of? Oh, I was thinking of this game. We'll get to that. Conan Chop, I mean, it's coming to Switch. It might be a fun Switch game, but I'm not sure how much it'll cost. Last Oasis, I have no fucking idea what was happening in that, but it looked interesting. Age of Wonders Planetfall, I mean, it looked like a pretty fun, you know, strategy game. I like the way it looks, like the visuals. Always down for a strategy game, so might be good. One of those games that I'm gonna have to kind of wait on reviews for, but Paradox typically does a good job. Not wait on reviews, but you know what I mean, like wait for some more gameplay is kind of what I meant to say. Wait on some more gameplay for that. Zombie Army 4, no thanks. This is the game I'm talking about. This game looked fucking sick. Like fucking Monster Hunter with buds, and you got guns, and except you're not killing monsters, but they're like monsters that looked gross, and I really liked the style. Look at that thick bitch, and look at this dude. Like, this game just looked really fucking. So this, I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for that. This is like that one card game. Don't really care about. Planet Zoo. I like tycoon games, so depending on what's coming out around the time, I might actually end up getting that. I don't know if I'll like stream it or something, but you know, I like tycoon games, so I'll probably end up playing that. Shenmue, I'm still kind of waiting on. I want to see how the game runs, and like I'm worried that it might be kind of clunky because some of the gameplay included in like their teaser just it didn't look the sharpest. It's definitely not the prettiest game, but I don't care that much about the graphics as long as it kind of holds on to like that feeling of older Shenmue games, which I know is what people really like. They like the setting and the feeling and you know, just kind of being in that world. So as long as it can hold on to that and the game runs well, then I'm interested, but I'm going to have to wait a bit and just see how that game does. Songs of Conquest. This game, I think this is probably one of the more gorgeous games that was shown. I mean, it has some Might and Magic influence, so that's also a plus. Yeah, looks cool. Interesting game. Vermintide Versus. I mean, that's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Glad they're doing it. I have no fucking idea what this Peraspera game is. They just showed like a planet with some shapes on it and lines coming from the shapes. Auto chess. I have never played auto chess. I know it's super popular, but I never played it. I'm not particularly interested. This Chris Tale game or Tales game, I like the visuals. I typically don't get games like this, but who knows? Who knows? Paul Ferris. I'm kind of blanking on which game this one. Oh yeah, this was the kind of metal as fuck, like alien demon destroying game. This looked pretty cool. This looked pretty cool. Maneater. Nah. Terraria? I mean, like, I fuck with Terraria. I'll probably play this. Especially if we get a community server loaded, or, running. I'm down. I'm down to play some Terraria. Terraria is always a good time. Great game. A lot of shit to do. Even better when you have friends to play with. So, if we get a server up and running for this, I'm totally down. Telling Lies is not really my kind of game. I'll probably like watch someone play this game. Like, I feel like you can get the same experience out of watching somebody play this game. Not the same. I don't mean like that in terms of you'll get the same results. I mean, you're watching clips of people talking back and forth and stuff. You know, you're not really playing. It's kind of teeters the interactive show versus game line. Not that I really care about that argument, but you know what I mean? But, you know, people like that stuff, so that's cool. Warframe, I don't know what they're talking about half the time when they talk about this game because I have no idea what's going on in that game. So, Genesis Noir, this was a really cool artsy trailer, but I don't know what the game is. I don't know. I like jazz. I'm a fan of jazz music, so that's about the only thing I got from that. This game I probably won't end up getting. Typically don't go for games like this. I like the visuals though. I like the style. Really stylistic. And I mean, Baldur's Gate 3. Yikes. I don't know. Baldur's Gate 3 looks amazing. It's sounding amazing so far. We haven't really seen a lot of it. It's sounding amazing. It's kind of... what am I most excited for? Starmancer, Remnant, or Baldur's Gate 3. It's probably Baldur's Gate 3. Just as a D&D fan and as a Baldur's Gate fan, it's probably Baldur's Gate 3 is what I'm most excited for. Yeah, you missed Masquerade too. Yep. That was like right at the start. I'm excited for this game. I've never played a Vampire the Masquerade game. I kind of want to play the first one before I get into that one. And I'm not like in a rush to play it, you know? So yeah. No, I don't own it. I want to own it and play through it. Yeah, I know it has that unofficial fan patch. It's a game that's on my list, right? It's like I want to play Devil May Cry on stream. Obviously I'm playing more Persona on stream now, right? So it's on my list of games that I want to touch. But I just, you know, a busy boy. So yeah, it's definitely Baldur's Gate I'm most excited for. And then probably Starmancer. I'm a sucker for Colony games. Sucker for Colony games. That was a good conference, though. That was a good conference. I really enjoyed it. I mean, Day 9 and Frankie always do a great job. I think they kind of learned from their mistake of having that balcony girl that was just, like, cutting in every now and then and, like, talking about stuff. It's like, you don't need that many people to, like, bounce in between. You just need, like, Day 9 and Frankie and to bring out the devs, say what it is, show the trailer. Hopefully your trailer actually maybe explains what the game is. But, yeah, I would say that it was, like, a solid, like, 8 out of 10, right? A couple of technical issues. But I overall had like no real issues with the conference. It was fine. Good conference. I enjoyed it. What do you guys think? I know Empty's boned up for some Vermintide. I know Zach and I are boned up for some Baldur's Gate 3. Oh yeah, Planet Zoo. I forgot to mention, yeah, Planet Zoo I'm probably third most hyped for. Third most hyped for Planet Zoo. Like me some Tycoon games. Cool conference. Arbitrary score, 8 out of 10. But yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of going to wrap it up. I don't think I'm going to stream the Ubisoft conference. I'm kind of tuckered out, if I'm honest. Yeah, and unfortunately, I won't be able to stream the Nintendo conference tomorrow because I am going to be at work. I'm going to be at work, unfortunately. So I'm going to listen to it. I won't be able to see it or stream it. I'll listen to it. But this might be the last E3 stream from me. I mean, Ubisoft. The Square Enix conference runs a little late for me to stream is the problem. So unless I somehow get some more energy by the time the Ubisoft conference comes around, I'm probably not going to stream that. So this might be the last E3 stream you guys see from me. I know my coverage is very in-depth, but a boy's tired. It's also a fucking hurricane outside, so I've been hearing lightning constantly and kind of worried about losing internet here. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. As for the stream, I'm going to try and continue with the after work streams, where I'll be doing more Persona 4 around 5 o'clock, after I get home from work, 5 o'clock in the evening. So I've been enjoying those after work streams. Still going to be dabbling with that schedule on stream. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. We'll be discussing E3 stuff in the Discord if you're not already in there. I think everyone here is. Go ahead and join that. Have a good rest of your day, chat. Peace.